Let's go, girls.
Let's go, girls. News Talk 1340 KROC AM. It is a Broadtalk day. Brianna and Joy and Karen are here. Burton is on assignment. She's going to be calling in because today is the final, for now, Broadtalk show. Because you know why? You never say never.
That's right.
That is one thing that I have definitely learned. Your favorite part.
Favorite part.
My favorite part is let's go, girls.
Because you say that.
I do.
To us.
Let's go, girls. Everybody stop talking. It's time to talk. Okay, so yes, the last Broadtalk show. And my favorite thing about all of this so far is I'm not sure that anyone knows how long this show has been going on.
We don't. We don't. Dallas threw out 13.
Yeah, your Karen's son Dallas wrote, "Hey, it's been 13 years," which, by the way, is when I said, okay, if they're putting something on Broadtalk that this is their last show, I should probably say this is my second to last show. Tomorrow, I will be filling in for Andy Brownell, and then I am done. So it's all winding up all at the same time. But I thought, 13 years? We've not been doing this for 13 years. My son is 12 and a half years old, and I had him when you guys start.
Barely.
Yeah.
If not.
But I was not pregnant with you guys.
He was.
Barely.
We were trying to figure it out, too. And I know that Maya, who just turned 12...
She wasn't born.
So I only had Jaden.
Yeah.
And so, because I've had 14 grandchildren since we've been doing this show born.
Oh, my gosh. That's
14.
a great way to look at it. So you've had 14 grandchildren.
Yep.
How many have you had? You've had 3 grandchildren.
I've
Karen?
had 5.
Oh, my. During the course of this program.
During the course of this program.
2 marriages.
4 marriages.
Few deaths.
3 marriages. Oh, not yet.
A few
2
deaths.
and
2
1
marriages.
coming.
Yeah.
A few deaths.
Yeah, we've had
That's
some deaths.
true.
We've had
That's
big
true.
losses. Big
Okay.
losses. We've gone through a lot together.
Well, and
a lot.
Joy's accident.
Yep.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
Karen's accident, but
Yep.
Joy's
Yep.
accident more.
And your vestibular...
vestibular neuritis.
There you go.
Yes,
There you go.
We have gone through a lot. Holy Hannah.
Campaigns, 1 lost.
Oh, yes. 2
Yeah,
We've been
campaigns.
through so much
Well, we
together.
did a school board one, too.
Here's my
Yes.
favorite thing about you running for office. You couldn't be on the air.
Oh,
and so every time she would
That
come
was
to
your
us and say,
favorite?
well, no, here's the thing about it. You'd say, I'm going to run for office. What do you think? And I'd say, no.
I know.
I do not think you. Every time I'd say, no, don't do
know.
it. Mostly because, of course, that meant you couldn't come and do the radio show
Right.
with me. Because
Right.
once you announced, then the laws are you can't be on the air anymore.
Exactly.
So
we
I was
hated
always
that. We
It
hated
was,
that.
It was terrible.
But you know what? That is how Burton joined us.
Yeah.
Because and Burton is on the line. How you doing, Ann?
Good.
Okay, so you are in Salt Lake City,
I am.
and you are the
you hear
newest.
me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you better a little bit now.
Yeah, I was thinking you might be Cheryl Teague
Yep, you're the newest.
from
Yes.
the Charlie's Angels.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yes, I am the newest.
Okay,
I'm only
so
5 years in.
There we go. I thought, how long has she been along? 5? Is
And you
5 years
know,
right?
Palenti was governor because you and I were at we had been doing it for a couple of years when he gave a shout out to Rochester for having a show called Broadtalk.
Yep. He goes, Rochester's a little bit more exciting than I thought it was if they allow a show like Broadtalk on there.
Yep. So we've been here a while.
No, she came on. I had my accident.
And then, but
And
I
then
went
Ann
on.
came on.
I campaigned.
Yeah, and so it was
Yeah.
just going to be me and Karen.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
That's not
freaked
gonna work.
Karen out.
Nope. And I was going over some of our old shows, and you were actually a caller a couple times. It was
Yes,
kind
I
of
was.
cool.
Yes, she
Hey,
was.
you know what? I actually was on the demo that you guys gave to Tracy.
Oh my gosh, on cassette tape.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yep. You guys called and said, call in and do this, because you're
That's
setting
how
the
old
thing up.
this show is on. Okay.
a cassette.
Cassette.
Serious.
Oh, well, Burton, because you are traveling, I wanted to make sure that you were able to join us. And I don't know how long you're going to be able to stay with us. So why
I am
don't
here
you?
for whatever, but-
You've had a whole flight to sit and consider the question. What is your favorite or favorites Broad Talk
goodness.
moment?
Oh, gosh. There's so many. I did jot some down. One that will foremost be in my mind is before I even got on the show was the Bill Furton incident.
Yes.
Yeah.
know,
Karen's
and
code
then-
name for your husband,
Yes.
Phil Burton.
So he
is
couldn't be identified.
Bill Furton.
Yeah. Right. So forever, ever.
She's like Columbo, that one.
That's right.
Well, my personal one was talking with the Sweetwater guys, right? That would never happened if I wouldn't have gone there. That was awesome. A lot of the guests that we had on, I think my top three would be like Robin, Randy, and Tom, of course. They were lots of fun. Having Mark Sneedy on and then going to the Gonda building and having him sing.
Yeah.
Sing on that big...
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. The Meals on Wheels, I'm not sure how we made it so fun, but we did. And I have to tell you, I'm going to miss, promoting Carol's Corn. I was in there the other day, and Seamus was like, yeah, there's, the ladies, people keep telling me ladies are doing a great job. And I was like, oh.
Well, speaking of, I'm sorry you're not here, Burton, but I stopped by
She's got Carol's
Corn because what would be the show without a big bucket of CCP.
Okay, I'm going to cry.
Now she's going to cry.
So, yeah.
I almost cried when I walked out of Carol's Corn the other day because I'm like, that's going to end. And just being involved in the community in a different way. You get a different perspective, having different guests on, and learning about different causes or different things people are doing. I learned a lot more about Rochester than I would have without being on the show.
Very good.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to take a break, and I'm going to do the weather forecast, and we're going to come back, and who's going to go next? Joy?
Not me.
Joyce? Oh, they're all going, no, not me. I'm not going to go next. We'll find out. We'll figure this out. And Karen started off streaming this, and you stopped now, correct?
Yes,
You want me
did.
to?
No, I do not, because we got too many irons in the fire.
Say goodbye, Tracy.
Oh, please. It's 10:17. News Talk 1340 KROC. Everybody has their favorite song of the songs that I would play, and that's Joy's favorite.
That's mine.
A cocktail soundtrack version of All Shook Up, because you're a big Elvis fan.
I am a big Elvis fan.
Okay, so Brianna and Joy and Karen are here. Burton is on the phone. How did you find a quiet part of the Salt Lake City airport, Ann?
I think I'm in the very corner of the Delta somewhere. It's quiet. I know. I came in and I thought, oh my gosh, there's so many people here, and yeah, I found one.
All right, fine and
That's
dandy. Okay, who's next? Karen, go ahead.
Karen, she's got a list. Karen's got her prep.
I was listening to a few of them, and they were pretty. I just feel sorry for my family, and I'm grateful they love me after 10 to 13 years of doing this. But one of mine was the cheerleader story where I paid my daughter $100 to try out for cheerleading in high school, and I was talking about it, and all of a sudden she called in. She goes, "I'm the cheerleader." She broke her leg, missed a whole year of gymnastics, didn't make the cheerleading squad because of me, but I'm sorry.
Here's the piece. That was just the first of what we discovered about how many people you pay
Yes.
Oh, right.
to
During your
do
children's
things,
life.
right? Like the B-boy,
The Hornet
Boy.
Yeah.
The Hornet Boy was one of my favorites too.
My
Because
favorite thing about Karen is the number of people who asked me, "Is she for real?"
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Definitely.
and the truth of the matter is that this show would not have been possible without Karen.
No,
True
I agree.
story.
And who said that from the very beginning?
Yep.
What did I
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
I said,
were nice.
we'll all be okay, but Karen will be the
Yeah.
fan
It's
favorite.
just
Yeah.
like Friends on TV. Each one of those characters, or on Seinfeld, each one of those characters plays a certain role. And there could not have been Seinfeld without, I don't know, George, Kramer. I'll pick your favorite.
yeah.
You couldn't have done Friends without Phoebe. And we could not have done the show without Karen. So
Correct.
you are
True
kind.
statement.
yeah.
You are, and I was listening to the first show too, and you were not sure about us. You were.
Why do you mean?
Quite skeptical. You were like, "Lord, this is a little trial." But by the second show, you're like, wow, that, good response. But it was so funny. The first caller on our first show was a man. We were talking about why women need each other and friendships. And he goes, it's just not women. I haven't seen my friend for 21 years and we saw each other last week. It was like we were 18 again. He goes, we need each other too. So that's most
true.
of the callers were men.
That is true, especially in the beginning. A majority of our phone calls were from men.
Right.
Yep.
And also in the beginning, a lot of people did not like the name the Broadtalk.
Right. We got a lot of calls about that.
We did. And, it's funny because it was all people that were from an older generation where broad was such a derogatory name. And for us, it just means a strong woman, right? That's what we think now. And, so now there's another B word that's floating around out there. And I don't think we'll ever be that talk. But, we did get a lot of... And I was thinking about that, too, thinking about those callers that called and told us we were silly and frivolous. And Tracy and I just looked at each other because we used to being thrown under the bus with school board and her stuff. But Karen gets a little watery-eyed. People don't like us.
That's part of the deal.
Two.
We offered to take them to lunch.
Well, that's part of the deal. And I'd say this is silly. I'd say that's the point.
It is. And that one caller's like, you guys laugh too much. You don't laugh enough. See, now we can say it, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. No, it's good. And Karen's, I don't know where you would start and stop with the stories of Karen's, but I'm glad that you have found some favorites, Karen.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm glad that you said you sent a shout out to your family, because I think a lot of the times your family might have been saying,
"Oh, stop!
Mom, stop!
Please stop!" And especially her husband, Jeff.
Yes.
He, of all of the husbands, deserves a crown.
Huge crown.
I'm sure he has, and because we did find out that he has so many coworkers that listen, so shout out to all of them. But he, they would come in and comment on something Karen had said, and Jeff doesn't listen any more than Joe or Cliff or Joel, right?
That happened last week.
Now Bill Furton might listen. Who knows?
Bill Furton. His boss.
He does have coworkers that listen.
That's true.
Jeff's boss came in last week and commented about the speeding ticket. Do you think you could get out of a ticket if you're honest?
And then this is Jeff. Oh, it's Thursday. Oh, Karen.
Does your wife really not lie? Well, and one of that first show was the oxygen story where I shared about my dying friend, and we all, at one point I looked over and I saw her oxygen tank, and I'm like, hey, I've heard that makes you feel good. So we all tried it, and
you got hooked.
And
I was hooked on oxygen.
God, that's so funny.
That sounds so dumb when you say it like that.
Really?
Yeah. Because we're breathing oxygen, but
exactly.
This must have something in it that's special.
You know what? Because I am the professional broadcaster in the room, Joy, I'm going to tell you right now, I want you to share what this show has meant to you.
Come on.
Because I know you've got a little bit of, I don't know if I can. And so I want you, our listeners, more than anybody else, if we loved Karen and if she was the heart of our show, our listeners most bonded with you after your accident and your recovery from your accident, and now complete recovery from a traumatic brain injury. So you've got 5 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry. You've got 30 seconds. Go.
Oh my gosh. Too much. It's
You can do it.
Well, Karen's looking at her like a freaking puppy dog. Karen, look away.
Turn away.
I just have one word: unzip.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites. Go ahead, Joy.
We've just shared so much here together.
Talk to the listeners.
I'm so grateful for the support. I'm overwhelmed by the love and the caring that has been given. I felt strength, serious strength from the prayers. Colin's Feed and Seed feeding my diesel for a year.
Diesel laying on my foot.
Yeah.
Diesel was her therapy dog.
Everywhere I went with Diesel, people would say, "Is that Diesel? Is that Diesel?"
He's the most famous therapy dog in southeastern Minnesota.
From talking on Broadtalk, and the listeners giving me the courage to write my book.
Which is coming out when?
Well, hopefully October, the first one.
Which you're going to be on this radio station talking with Andy Brownell and a soon-to-be-named co-host.
Fabulous. That will be fabulous. And that book will be called Follow the Whisper. And then the second book I'm working on is my Unzipped book, which is my journey coming back from my accident. And we are just overwhelmed and very grateful to our listeners. And it was fun to go back. I listened to Broadtalk from 7 o'clock last night till 11 o'clock last night.
Oh, my gosh.
And Norm, where are you? And Carol, we love you. And
Carol's
Susan
awesome.
and Rory and Gary. And so those are some of the people that called in a lot. And we're just very, very grateful. And this is just a very humbling day.
I'm going to rescue her so she can get her voice back. But I will never forget the show where, remember, we got her to start coming back and just sitting.
That was a long time coming.
It was. And then...
Because she couldn't talk.
No. And then when she talked to us about going outside to get her mail. And I am sure I know none of us were... when we were all bawling, but I know because I had listeners stopping and saying, "Oh my gosh, that was the most amazing." And when you did that,
we just have to say, because people may not have been listening all of these years, the mark of when you were able to walk from your front door to your mailbox to get the mail was a monumental point, and I am getting goosebumps just remembering what a huge day it was.
Diesel took me to get the mail.
And that's the day that we knew that anything was possible.
Yes, and we knew she'd be back.
Yep, we did. We said, okay, she walked out to get her mail, but we're going to get her back. And whatever 2.0 joy we're going to get her back, because if she can do that, we're going to make baby steps all the way.
And then remember your dad making you drive.
Taught you to drive again.
I never wanted to drive again. I never wanted to drive. I did not want to be responsible because people don't realize the power a vehicle has. It has the power to kill, to cause such severe damage, and I never wanted to be responsible.
And your dad made
scary.
you. Your dad's like, get in this car. I taught you to drive
I'm going to vomit, Dad. I'm going to vomit. I'm going to vomit. You are not going to vomit.
I taught you to drive once, and I'm going to do it again.
And he did. Worked with me for 6 weeks.
And I think,
every day.
I think when I was on the campaign trail during some of that time, every day I would hit at least 2 or 3 doors, and the first question was, how's Joy?
How's Joy?
Tell Joy we're praying for her.
It's 10:29. This is the final day of Broadtalk. For now. Who knows? Just like Joy, we're going Broadtalk 2.0. Just you never know. She's going to have a book to push. So you are not rid of her. I know that for sure. And this one to my left, Brianna Bly. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We have to record a Medifast commercial. When
We
you're done.
do.
We know that you're still going to be around. It's 10:29. Kim David is in the newsroom. We will. Burton is on the line. I'm sorry,
I
Burton.
am still here. It's okay. I'm
kind of got
enjoying it.
Caught up in Joy's story there, and we're all going to gather ourselves, and then we'll return for the final Broad Talk on News Talk 1340 KROC AM.
67 right now, and Trace and ladies, I just wanted to share my fondest memory of your show.
You have a Broad Talk memory to share?
I remember one day I just about died. It was Thanksgiving Day morning. Have the radio on, making our Thanksgiving Day dinner, and here you ladies are, live on the radio.
Live on Thanksgiving Day. Dedication.
I had to call, and I remember I called to make sure it was live. I had to make sure. And
Because
Tracy assured me it was. And
Because the truth is, they love doing this show so much that they said, yeah, let's go in on Thanksgiving. That way other people can do the cooking.
back at home, the hubbies were just wondering, what in God's name are these women doing?
Yep.
You need to be home here making this turkey.
Fabulous.
Anyway, keep up the good work and quit calling me Shirley.
All right. Shirley, you can't be serious. Well, and the other thing that people need to know, and this is absolutely truth. The thing that people need to know is that you, as far as I know, are the only show hosts, technically. You have done this show from day one without 1 cent of compensation.
Without one penny.
Never have these ladies been paid. And every other person that you hear in a show host capacity is someone who is getting paid to be here. Whether they're a part-timer or, like Tom Ostrom, who comes in on a limited basis. Everybody's getting paid, always have been, except for every single one of you. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, somebody would throw a gift card at you.
Gift card.
Or a candle.
Or my favorite was the wine.
Yeah. Giving a bunch of Mormons wine.
That was a little lost on everybody, wasn't it? I think you ended up with all the wine. Actually, I took one to a housewarming.
I regifted.
I kept mine for decoration.
Oh, my gosh.
I pretended like I was drinking it in pictures.
We're going to go back to the phones because Burton is on the line. Good morning, Burton.
Hey.
And we have someone else on the line who's calling in. Ladies, Mark Smeby is here. Hey, Mark.
Hey, don't go changing.
Oh, don't get me started again.
Love you guys.
Mark, I know that you're working on a new CD, and I know that CD is hopefully going to be out sometime yet this year. And so just because the Broadtalk girls are not going to have a show that you can come and spiff that CD for us, you can still invite us to your concert when you're in the area.
Well, if I must, I guess.
Wow. And we'll meet you for lunch.
That would be awesome. The front row is always open for you ladies.
Gotcha.
I love that. That is so great. I'm so sad that you guys are closing this chapter, but so thankful to have been a part of it a few times over the last couple of years. You guys just bring so much joy to me and so many people. That's just what a blessing. We need so much joy right now in this world. Just listening to that horribly crappy news that guy just read some it's like, oh my gosh, we just need to laugh and love each other, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That was our goal in the beginning, to try to share a little light. I'm glad you surely brought light into our life. Thank you so much.
And one of the highlights that people are mentioning, Mark, is coming with you and having you sing at the Gonda Atrium and being part of that at Christmas time. That was wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, never will forget that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was such an impromptu, a beautiful moment. I was just so moved by the stories that were written on people's faces as they stood and watched. And, just beautiful to be a part of that. So, Tracy, thank you for making that happen.
No problem, Mark. You know what, Burton, I need you to go to some place that's not as loud.
Oh, is it really loud?
Yeah, we can hear the plane taking off.
I can hear planes.
I thought Mark was taking off.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, Mark.
Mark, thank you for calling in. I appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Mark.
We love you.
I love you.
We'll talk to you when you're in the area. That is Mark Smith.
Is that better?
That's
much
better.
better. Yes,
Okay,
much
I just
better.
took my earphones out, so you just can't hear all that.
Much
So.
better. All right, Brianna, you have run for office many times over the course of this program. I'm sure that's your favorite.
I hated that part because, sometimes I'd come in and sit with you guys, and that's hard.
Yeah, you had to be here but not say anything.
I can't say anything.
Stupid,
I know.
stupid election laws.
Yes, and thanks for giving me the little nickname of Leslie Nope.
Leslie
because
Nope.
I heard that many times. Like, what are you guys talking about? Oh, that's why they're calling you. So, yeah, because you couldn't even say my name.
Nope, couldn't.
Say my name. say
Just
my
said
name.
someone who's running for office is here, and that's all we can say.
So this little idea started a long time ago
In a restaurant.
and then moved to a kitchen. And we just decided, well, it started in a restaurant because all of our great friends, we would have lunch at least once a month. And people would stop at our table and ask what we were drinking. And we were like, we're Mormon, water, or Joy's got
Diet
the hard
Coke.
stuff, or Diet Coke happening here. And they'd say, gosh, we have been watching you and we just wanted to sit down and have lunch with you. And the waitresses and the waiters would come over and they would say the same thing. So we thought, we should do this, right? We should.
And the thing that
have
I'm going
lunch.
to interject is that you guys didn't think, we should just shop this around and see. Maybe KROC would be interested. You took it right up to KSDP in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, we did everywhere.
And they said, why don't you find some local
They
experience
did.
first
They said
before
go a
you-"
little bit local because we thought we were really great, and you and I had developed a friendship over. I was on the school
Thursday
board
or
tour at the
tour at the Capitol.
Yep, Rochester tour at the Capitol, and we would get up on top and wave our little pom poms and shout rah rah rah, and I said, "What do you think? Do you think this will work?" And you're like, why not? We'll try it.
And Brent said, "You're a woman. You have your show." Okay.
Well, of course. And then as they say, the rest is history. And,
I
we
mean,
were
who
so
knew?
nervous, right?
We had no idea we would still be on
No.
12, 13 years
However
later.
long, we have no idea.
We
But
don't have any idea. We're trying to guesstimate.
we're having fun. So it was wonderful. And we have had lots of people stop and say that they do feel like they know us, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they get a little creepy
Yeah.
when they come up and
Yeah.
but I also have to say a big shout out to our families, because we do
Oh
throw
my
them under the
gosh.
bus many times, and my
have.
children are like, I'm sure none of them listen because they just don't want to know.
Right.
It's just
It's
safer
safer.
that way
It's
to not
safer.
know. And it was really cute, though, the next generation of kids that are listening to us, and we get kids to go off to college, and we got a little sweet remark from Paulina Lopez in Chicago, and just all these kids that listen, and I just think it's wonderful. Yeah.
282-1234. Good morning. Welcome to KROC. Do you have 2 cents? That's got to be Norm.
Well, of course it is. And
Yay!
turn up that radio, turn it down.
Norm never shuts his radio off. Norm, you've got 30 seconds. Just like I said to Joy, you've got 30 seconds. Go.
He can't do
What
it.
do you want me to do? Start crying?
No.
This is a week of sadness in my life, for crying out loud. It's bad enough that I'm losing the voice of Rich in the morning, but now I hear that you're going away.
I am, but I'm going to fill in. I'm going to be the official vacation fill-in person for Andy Brownell and the soon-to-be-named co-host that he will have.
Oh.
See?
See, not so bad,
so
Norm.
bad.
And are we getting clues as to what?
No.
We have to wait. We're celebrating Rich right now, and then we'll talk about next week. But here's the deal. Yes, Rich is done tomorrow. The Broadtalk girls are finishing their final day today, and I'm done tomorrow too. But we could not have done it without listeners like you, Norm.
No.
So thank you for always calling
Norm,
in.
thank you.
To support these ladies.
Well, I want to say one thing. Earlier in their show today, you commented about the laughter. Apparently, that person that commented about the laughter has not heard that laughter is good medicine.
True.
Yes.
And I feel better when I'm laughing than when I'm crying.
Did you ever actually laugh out loud when you were listening to our program?
Well, sure.
Oh, sure.
Like right now.
That's funny.
I'll never forget the first time I really met you in person, Norm. Right?
Is this Brianna?
Yes. And you came up wanting a hug. And it was, thankfully, I recognized your voice. You've been great, and we always love when you call in.
Thank you for calling, sir.
I won't recognize you now, so I won't be able to come up and want a hug.
Oh, thanks. I'm okay with that.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Thanks,
Okay.
Norm.
It's 10:45. News Talk 1340 KROC AM. We need to take a quick break, look at the weather forecast, and then we'll be right back to the final Broadtalk show. For now, KROC AM. KROC AM.
I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no bro. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger.
News Talk 1340 KROC AM. This is the final version of Broad Talk. I don't know if we ever did figure out what Karen's favorite song is, but we do know that Brianna is a gold digger.
I know. How trashy is that?
Glee version.
The Glee,
which
the
is
Glee
even
version,
better.
Of course.
All right, and yeah, Burton is on the line at an airport in Salt Lake City, and calling in from Texas is Cheryl to tell us who her favorite Broad Talk girl is. Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning, girls.
Hey.
Okay, so you said you've been trying for 12 years to get on this program because you are indeed Karen's sister. And
Yes,
you
her
said,
favorite sister.
I've wanted to, there we go, forever. And so now you're on, and so now you have to tell us who's your favorite Broad Talk girl.
Go ahead. You don't even have to be obliged.
Let me see. Who's been in my corner this whole time? All I know is I came one time and sat at the Broad Talk desk ahead of microphone. Not once did it get turned over to me. Right today.
That's how it works, Cheryl. Thank you for calling in.
I love you, girls. I'll
Thanks.
miss you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, people listening all over the world. That's wonderful. We appreciate that.
That is.
Burton, we're
Yes.
running out of time, but I want to make sure that you're involved in this. Carol's Corn and Carol's Cup is in the subway of the KROC Grand Hotel. And as Ann said, she stopped in there earlier this week or last week.
Yes, this week, just 2 days ago.
Okay, what did you pick up while you were there?
Diet Coke and then some gum and some other snacks.
Because you know the best fountain soda in this entire city can
Joy.
be found because the ice is so wonderful.
The ice is
I
nice.
just can't stay away.
You
Do you
the
remember?
price.
Do you remember when they did the Broadtalk
Mix.
mix?
At
we
Valentine's
almost
Day.
we almost broke them because we put so much good stuff in.
So here's the deal. This is the way that radio works. Advertisers say, yeah, we'll give you money to advertise our product. We get paid, except for these ladies, of course, who've done this all along without pay, just for the joy. And we ask you to go to places like Carol's Corn. And so Carol's Corn, Victoria's, Kelly's Quality Sewing. I mean, they're coming up here. People, these businesses who have supported Broadtalk all of this time, we so appreciate
Yes,
them.
we do.
Yeah.
And so we would love it, and that is not too strong of a word, if you would let those businesses know, now more than ever, that you like local radio and local voices. We
And-
really appreciate
Yep.
that.
Yes.
And yes,
And
I
so
agree.
Carol's Corn, Pat, and Red, but man, Pat, you've had our backs for so long. And yeah,
Forever.
going with that whole Broadtalk flavor experience that they tried, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so stop in to Carol's Corn and Carol's Cup. They are in the subway of the KROC Grand Hotel. And you know what? If there is no Thursdays on First today, which right now they're in a holding pattern, Carol's Corn has gotten popcorn ready to roll.
Yeah.
So be the savvy popcorn consumer and go down there right now, because if they end up calling off Carol Thursdays on First, there's going to be a great big sale
Yeah,
on
there is.
Carol's
Yeah.
Corn. So that's important. 282-1234. Let's go back to the phones. A couple of moments left. Good morning. Welcome to KROC. Hello.
Hi, this is Carol, and I don't want to take your precious time.
Hi, Carol.
Well, I really have loved all you girls, and I guess I am very, oh, God, it's hard to even talk, but I guess my favorite would be Tracy, because I met her way back in October of '01, and when she came out to my home with Harry Rinker.
With Harry Rinker.
Yes.
To
and-
look at your treasures.
Yeah, and anyhow, I just, and of course I've loved Joy because I met her several times with Diesel at both the Y, and then when you all were at Christ United Church serving cookies and bars that night.
Yes.
Yep.
And just a lot of wonderful memories, but your time is precious, and I just want to wish you all blessings and best wishes as you go on to your next adventures in life.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Carol.
Thanks,
We
Carol.
love you.
Take
So
care.
awesome.
I
So
do not want to cry again.
I know. So I was thinking about my most favorite moments, and some of them happened spontaneously, right?
Oh, Lord.
And some of them were funny, and some of them were sad, and some of our guests were funny, and some of our guests had just heart-wrenching things, and they shared with us and with the listeners, and we just became so connected. But I think my most number one all-time favorite was the first gratitude show we had.
Yeah.
I know. I just listened to that last
and
night.
the lady called, and
Yeah.
she had just recently been widowed, and then the father called, and the son was, and it was just a beautiful moment. And
That woman was beautiful.
yeah,
Yes.
just so
Yeah, wasn't it very
well said.
Beautiful. That's one of my favorite
And
shows,
so to
too.
show my gratitude, I had to get you something, since I was kind of the ringleader. So
Captain,
Burton,
no
sorry, you'll have to
captain.
get yours when you get back. So there's a little
Okay.
something in there. You can go ahead and open it, because there's a little something that's each of your personalities. There's a little
Uh-oh.
sappy something that's just a little small thing to let you know how much I love you. But then there's something in there that is just how I will.
Well, and we
always
have
want.
to also say that this has been ongoing over the years, because Joy and Karen moved out of town. I got a coffee mug that says coffee on it, like a prescription
it's a prescription, because girl, who has your back? Karen
No
and I
kidding.
have your back when we bring you coffee from the
Shut the
hotels.
front door.
Well,
Okay,
that's
Karen?
lovely.
my
Karen, what'd you
gosh.
get?
I said, you're just like bacon. You make everything better.
And
I love you to
and
the
then
moon
Joy,
and back.
you get to shower with
What?
Elvis.
up.
An Elvis microphone.
No, it's a scrubber.
Oh, I thought it was a
shower.
microphone.
Elvis is going in the shower with me. What? It doesn't
awesome.
get better than
So
that.
you guys fulfilled one of my lifelong dreams, and I appreciate it, and has been just a wonderful, more than I could have ever imagined. And a year ago, I think you were starting to say, when Joy and Karen skipped town and moved to the river,
They started saying, maybe we need to call
it
an
off.
end.
And so we went to every other week just so we could just keep it going a little bit longer, because I think the hardest part will be not having this ongoing meeting with you guys all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful that you were in this part of my journey, and I love you guys so much.
And I always say, I don't know why you guys are my friends, because I feel like I'm sitting at the cool girl table every Thursday. I'm with you guys, and I really do. I don't know why you guys
You're
keep
awesome.
coming back to me, but I'm grateful for you. And
Here's what I love. One of the first shows, and you must have a tape of this since you have CDs. I never keep any of that stuff, so I'm thrilled that you have CDs of this. But one of my first ones was when Karen just did not even realize what she was saying, which of course I understand
Yes,
means
now.
Quite awesome.
everything that Karen said. When she goes, "Oh, Brianna used to be my most famous friend, but now Tracy is," or
Yes.
something like that.
And you.
Brianna turned and looked at me like, "What?"
Yeah, and you go, I sure as hell better be more. And I don't go Jason McRae, but I sure as hell better be the school board member on popularity.
That was great fun.
and then there was Tom Overly, who I said I would
Go in the back seat with him.
So I met other famous people here in Rochester. It's amazing.
But no one will ever forget your crush on the mayor.
Oh my God.
And let me tell you, the mayor is in
yes.
Fergus Falls right now at a conference. Otherwise, he would be here.
That's why I put the picture up
Yeah,
last
that's right.
night on Facebook with Karen nestled
Not
next
everybody
to
has
the mayor.
a crush on the mayor, but we
And
appreciate
that
that.
seersucker suit just about did.
Here's
got
like
her.
a suit.
Well, here's what I know, and I have just a wee bit of time left, but the amount of life experiences that you ladies have helped me through, just like I've helped you, has been very impactful. And as I am struggling to keep my head above water as I go through menopause, struggling is not too strong of a word, I appreciate it more than ever. So, I mean, you just took the wind out of my sails when you said all of the babies that have happened during this
Yeah.
program. I can't even believe that. It hadn't even
Yeah.
occurred to me.
Yep.
How many again?
14 grandchildren.
3 and 5.
Yeah.
Yep. Since
That's
we've been doing
amazing.
And
this
we've
show.
taken your baby
Yes.
from kindergarten to high school.
Yes, we have.
It's perfect. It's perfect in every way. Burton, thank you so much for looking like a weirdo hanging out at the airport, just and joining
I
in.
get right in, you know.
We appreciate it. Now, here's the deal.
I couldn't miss out on this.
I know. We're going to keep meeting for lunch because
Yep.
that's the
Absolutely.
only
Yes.
demand that I have. If anybody else shows up, I don't care, but we need to at least gather for lunch. So if you hear us hooting and hollering at local restaurants,
Stop in.
you'll probably
Join in.
understand
Join
why.
over.
It's 10:58. News Talk 1340 KROC.